Welcome to It Takes Two. I'm Blair.
I'm Chris.
And today we'll be talking about The Never Ever Met Season 1, Episode 2.
Welcome back, y'all. Hopefully y'all had a good week. Tell us about your week in the comments. Blair, did you have a good week this week?
I did have a good week.
I had a pretty good week myself. Make sure y'all subscribe, like, share, comment. We ready to get into this. Blair, walk us through this, please.
So we start where we left off before. Dominique pushed Alexis. Alexis picks up a pot to protect herself.
Yes, she did.
Josh ends up breaking them up. Production tells Dominique that he has to go to the hotel for a night.
Your thoughts so far on that first fight scene that we seen the completion of last week, basically?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty bad. I didn't like to see Dominique pushing Alexis around, and I didn't like seeing that Alexis was feeling that she had to protect herself with, hopefully there was security in the room, production, somebody from the show. But it seemed like she really didn't have anybody around her. Everybody was too much focused on capturing the fight or the abuse rather than stepping in and actually stopping it and saving her. So,
do you hold any of the male contestants who was there, roommates that was there, do you hold them accountable for letting it get that far?
No, because I think where one of them explained it before, they couldn't tell if they were serious or joking because it was a lot of laughing going on. But as soon as it seemed to get actually aggressive, that's when Josh stepped in. So I felt like people did step in when they realized, oh, they're not playing.
Yeah.
So,
based off of this scene alone, it was, for one, unnecessary. Whenever DV is always introduced in one of these type of shows, I'm always left with, how did it get here? You get what I'm saying? It just escalated so fast to the point where she basically was like, you ain't gonna be putting your hands up on me. Even though he didn't strike her, he put his hands around her neck, kind of like, kind of mushed her and things like that. Made her feel uncomfortable.
handling her.
Made her feel like she had to grab a pot, to Blair's point, to basically like, listen here, my fist can't do no damage, but I know this pot probably can.
Yeah.
And basically, you ain't gonna be putting your hands on me in a way that makes me feel unsafe. That's the problem right there. This supposed to be a show about y'all supposed to be a couple that y'all never met.
Yeah.
And in the one day that y'all met, you make her feel unsafe. You get what I'm saying? And that's a big problem. Let's continue.
Okay. Well, we learned that Shay and Josh's chemistry has been strong.
Okay.
The guys are talking about the fight outside and kind of sharing their perspective.
Yep.
They just felt that Dominique felt disrespected. The ladies are talking about it too. Then some of them come down and talk to Alexis, and they're asking her if she's going to speak to him again. Aaron H. tells her that he was in an abusive relationship before where a woman was beating him up.
Yeah. And
he is telling her as a father, because he has children Alexis's age, that hitting and all that violence is a no.
Yeah.
That's an absolute no. Totally cut it off. So she starts crying and she doesn't really know what she's going to do.
The thing that's so weird that I thought about this whole thing is that he haven't even earned the right to even talk to you in the way that he was talking to you. At that, put his hands on you.
Right.
So you haven't even proven to me that you care about me, that you like me, that you want to make me feel safe. The first thing, or the first impression outside of the fake yoga class or whatever you want to call it, the first impression that I have of you is that you are manhandling me in a way that is not safe, in a way that makes me feel threatened. I think it's easier in this situation, if I was to be honest, to let go of the relationship now than someone you've been in a relationship for years and they never shown that characteristic or shown that behavior. So that's why when she said she don't know what she's gonna do, I'm like, girl,
yeah,
what are you talking about? Like you really don't have no strong ties to this person. This is not a husband. This is not a baby father or anything of that nature. There's nothing. If you was to make a list of good things and bad things, there's not enough good things that you can say that can offset him making you feel what you felt that night.
And there's also nobody that you have to see. I mean, you ain't met this man in 6 months.
Come on now.
He's really not even in your day-to-day, to be honest.
Whole time.
If you stop seeking him out, he will go away.
I have a hole in my pants.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, don't stand up.
I just noticed it.
Well, the host grabs Alexis.
Okay.
And Alexis explains the situation to her. So the host sets up a video, or what it shows her, the video of Dominique. And he's halfway apologizing. He says that he hopes they can kind of just like sweep this under the rug and they can move on from it because he really doesn't think it's that deep. And Alexis doesn't like how he said that he didn't think it was deep because it was very deep to her.
Mm-hmm.
The host tells her that she deserves so much more, but what he did is unacceptable, but they have a no touching policy or no fighting policy. So Alexis is being asked to leave as well.
It's funny. In the first episode, you said that they were going to probably kick him out and things like that. And I was like, there's no way they go kick him out, because I'm like, this is like basically like, y'all like these reality TV shows and things like that. Like, this is basically what's entertaining. We like to see what's going to happen next. Now, since it was put that way after watching it and things like that over and over again, I have to be like, yeah, we have to get rid of both of y'all.
Yeah.
Because for one, if we get rid of one of y'all, we got to get rid of both of y'all.
So this is a couple show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So after watching it and then hearing his apology, hearing how he was going about it, I think to him, it comes off as, I didn't even really hit you for real.
Yeah.
Dude, you get what I'm saying? So to him, it just seems like it's not that deep to him, because to him, what he did was restraint. Yeah, I'll put my hand around your neck. Yeah, I'll push you. Yeah, I'll mush you. Yeah, I talk big on you. I got big on you and things like that and made you feel small. Yeah, I made you grab a pot. But at the end of the day, I ain't hit you. And I'm like, oh, boy, like, why would you want to toe the line?
Right.
You get what I'm saying? With somebody like that, and y'all haven't even shown anything in this episode, in episode 1, we don't really need you. We can really just start over and let episode 2 be episode 1. And you really haven't shown anything for us to even make us feel bad for y'all situation. It just comes off as if it's like, okay, maybe both of y'all just need to go.
And before we wrap up their section, Alexis did come out online and saying that the whole thing was fake.
Yeah, I saw that.
You saw that?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that do you believe when she says it's fake, or do you think that she is putting on to try to make them look better?
Here's the thing.
Them as far as Dominique and herself.
I heard some other claims too from some other great reviewers and they're right as well on YouTube, that they said that their relationship is fake, the fight was fake, and that they came on the show for money. And I'm just like, well, y'all did a terrible job.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You would think if you wanted the money, you stay for all the episodes. So that alone makes me be like, I don't think it's fake, because y'all got kicked off.
Yeah, I'm like, y'all got kicked off the first day. You get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
If this was a heist to steal money from a show with a fake relationship, I wouldn't want y'all on my team at all, because y'all did terrible. So it does make me think that, to make it seem, to take away some of the tang away from the situation, it does make it seem like she's trying to cover up, or he's trying to cover up. But at the end of the day, if you're being dishonest about a relationship, shame on you. If you are trying to cover it up, that like you really did put your hands in it, shame on you. So either way, there's no situation or no out that make you look good in any of this.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Well, moving on from them.
Yeah.
Sienna lives in New York. Brandon lives in Florida.
Oh my goodness. I was like, okay, we lost the main characters of the show. Sienna was like, I can fill that role. And I was like, oh man.
She said, I'm up for the job.
Yeah,
y'all.
Exactly. And guess what? I ain't got to put my hands on nobody with my hands. You know what I mean?
So the distance is an issue. Mm-hmm. But she is talking to Brandon. She's saying that she'll actually like go down there to visit. Mm-hmm. And if she falls in love, she really wouldn't have an issue with moving down there for him.
Okay.
And Brandon, we also learned that he has 2 children in Florida. That's why he wouldn't want to move to New York. Alexis tells everyone that she's leaving. She says her goodbyes.
Yeah.
And the confessional, Dominique says that he can use the situation to better himself, but he really doesn't regret anything. So, You know what? Good thing you're gone.
Yeah. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, my guy.
Yeah. So Chris and Sandia are having a conversation outside. Chris says that he never said that he wanted to flirt with anyone's girl because he doesn't find anyone attractive. Sandia says, the guys were saying that you said that last night. She says that he's overdoing it and she feels that he doesn't think before he speaks. She thinks he's exaggerating and he's doing way too much. He says that he's not over exaggerating and he wants her to give an example of what she is talking about. And she brings up how you say you don't trust women and how you can dog women out and stuff like that. And he says that he is not the type of guy that trusts women. He says he's being honest. He is there to build trust with Sandia, but he's not going to change who he is or what he decides to talk about. She says that she just doesn't want to look bad. She's willing to fight for it if he listens to her and apologizes.
I don't understand this whole don't trust women thing. I don't understand it. Why are you in a relationship with a woman if you don't trust women?
He's not.
But why are you trying to be in a relationship with women if you don't trust women?
I don't know if he is.
Then why are they on the show?
I think Chris is one of them people who's a time waster. Like, they'll talk to you for months and months and months and never really want a relationship. They just want somebody around or whatever. That's how he comes across to me. It's just a big waste of time. Mm-hmm. Also, I think that Sandia needs to take heed to what he says and not just assume that he's exaggerating or that he's putting on or whatever the case may be. Believe what he's saying. Believe he's the person who he's claiming to be, because he knows himself more than you know him. And you're over here talking about you're willing to fight for it and all this type of stuff. Yep. Fight for what? You're not in a relationship. You're not fighting for anything. Facts. And if he apologizes, he hasn't apologized. So what are you fighting for? I don't get it.
I'm just very taken aback because the night before he was bragging about how much women he can get, about how he can have one today and then have a next one the next day. He can dog that one out. And I'm just like, but you don't trust women though. And truth be told, if you really live by that, what's it called, mantra?
Yeah.
If you live by that mantra, trust me, women can pick that up, and they don't want to invest in you either. You get what I'm saying? So it's just this whole like men who praise themselves for being womanizers and things like that. Yeah, I don't trust women, but like I get women all the time. No, I don't think you get good quality women. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? You can get any woman, anybody can get any woman, but I don't think you get the quality of women that you can get if you can just like be a sensible human being. You get what I'm saying? Like it's not. I'm not even telling you to be like unique. Yeah. Just be normal. Yeah. Trust me. Like you can get a lot of things just by being normal. But he comes off as the guy that kind of like in like that guy group that always talk about, yeah, man, I actually had this girl. You know, he always talk about how he get girls, but you never seen him in action, right? But he always coming back with the post like, yeah, man, last night I had so and so. But anytime I have you around any of my female friends and things like that, you be in the corner like drinking your little drink, not saying anything. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, he comes off as much of a talker than a person who does things. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So Aaron, Millie, and Greg are in the hot tub. Yeah. Aaron's lady, Joanne, is not in the hot tub. She's upstairs saying that she isn't trying to get into the hot tub. But he's saying that Joanne isn't clingy and he's into it. He actually really likes that he can have some time and space to himself. Now, Joanne is the one that kind of don't like him. Joanna. Yeah, Joanna. Okay. Yeah. And I think it's more so that she don't like you rather than she's not clingy. She don't want to be around you. Facts. So Millie says, Greg is the same guy that she's been talking to on FaceTime. She feels like they have great chemistry in person and things are going really well. Greg is asking about the Chris and Sandia thing, people's opinions on it, and the fact that they were able to apologize and move past the situation. And Millie's like, I ain't worried about nobody else or what nobody else got going on. Like, I'm here for you and to figure out our stuff. And that I totally respected because absolutely. Here's the thing about Greg and Millie. They obviously, in my opinion, trying to come off as a good couple on this show. But y'all foundation is already off to me. I can't trust y'all just off the fact that y'all live in the same city and haven't seen each other and haven't met. This is the first time y'all meeting. So it's like, okay, y'all both in Los Angeles. Why haven't y'all met, Greg and Millie? So it's like, something is strange there. Even though since y'all met, y'all is basically like cool. Y'all not the one causing any trouble in the house. And y'all basically seem like y'all getting along pretty well. But at the same time, I'm like, something is strange about how y'all basically close enough to where you could catch a flight. Close enough where you could take a drive, And y'all took all that time to not meet. So I'm kind of sketchy on them. Even though they haven't shown anything at this moment that, there's anything going wrong with them. Right. So everyone meets with the host outside. Yeah. You've got exercise and intimacy. So we first learned that there is an intimacy suite if anyone wants to take their connection to the next level. Okay. So they have a Kama Sutra game. And I have a surprise for Chris. What's the surprise? We're going to demonstrate the poses. All right, let's go. No, okay. It was a joke. I already got to hold this out my pants, what I'm saying? It's okay. Oh, okay. I'm just saying. So they try different positions. The goal is to help them to communicate better as well. Okay.
Chris and Sandia get the balancing act and the lotus blossom. They have to choose one, so they choose the lotus blossom. They are looking into each other's eyes and sharing what they feel. Chris sees that she feels like a kind person, and he would like to take this relationship further. She feels the same way.
Okay.
Josh and Shay. So they say they've been doing all the poses, so they're interested to see what they're going to get. And they get the curled angel, and they say, yep, we've been doing that. So they go ahead and get into position.
Yeah, I think this is the couple that said that they would go shower together the first night.
Okay.
I think that's them.
Okay. So Joanna and Aaron do the landslide. And he actually has like not a hard time, but he's trying to figure out the position, but he ends up getting it together. And the host asks, so how would you guys connect if you're in a position to where you're not looking at each other? Joanna says it's based off energy. She asks, how do you feel with Aaron? And Joanna really doesn't answer. Aaron says that he's poking in his pants.
Okay, grow up. What did you think about them two though?
I just thought they were just not a match. And honestly, like a lot of the other contestants or people on the show, they could tell also they had no chemistry.
Yeah.
I was just like, yeah, there's no connection here. What do you think?
The thing about it is some of these poses are difficult, right? But it kind of lets me go like, okay, it's an interaction, even though I'm not really with the games that the host be coming up with.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking if I was there and I was there with Blair and things like that, I'm like, okay, let's do something hard together. Let's do something that's challenging together.
So we can work together.
And it's not so much of succeeding so much, but how we work together. So that's why I'm like, with Joanna, it just comes people can feel like you just you're not really giving him anything, but at the same time judging him if he ain't getting it right. You know what I'm saying? Chemistry is not just a one person job. It's a two people. It's a dance. You get what I'm saying? It's a salsa. You know what I'm saying? It's okay, Blair.
Okay.
It's a salsa that you was criticizing his. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Besides you showing him and not being critical in the salsa in the first episode, you basically you don't know no salsa.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's just showing here too.
So Millie and Greg do the eagle.
Yeah.
What was funny is Greg tried to pull her down, and she was like, hold on. You need to ask me. So he asked her if he can pull her down, open up her legs. And she says, yes, I'm a lady. So they're doing it. They're both looking at each other. And they're into it. They're looking forward to moving to the next step.
Listen here. Sometimes, I'm just saying, she's trying to keep her coof in front of everybody. Maybe if they was by themselves, maybe it would have been cool.
Okay.
But when I'm in front of people and the host and things like that, you just can't be groping me like that. But I like it.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
So Aaron H. and Diamond, they do the splitting bamboo. He says they have no problem being watched. He would suck her toes in front of people, all that type of stuff.
Man.
He says he feels good, and he feels that they're both in control. So they're into it.
Now, here's the thing about this couple. This is the lady that I forgot her name.
Diamond.
You said you're not really, you get bad energy from Diamond.
But I could have been wrong. I could have been wrong. I don't know.
I don't think you're wrong. Anybody who tells me they don't get along with women, I'm already off you.
Okay.
Because I'm like, who says that?
Yeah.
I don't walk in the room and say I don't get along with men.
But she was so sweet with Alexis. So
listen here, because she just got beat the night before.
That's true.
You get what I'm saying? So anybody who's on that, I don't get along with women, I'm just like, maybe you're the problem and things like that. I think they just nasty.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? He said, listen here, we should get in front of people. Our audience don't scare us. Well, you scare the audience. You scare me. Okay, let's keep going.
Next, we get Sienna and Brandon. They do the ship. Brandon is saying that he's bored. It's like he could be watching TV right now. And she says that she feels kind of tingly, based off of the host basically prepping her to say that. So the host asked him why did she choose a position to where they aren't face to face, because when it came to choosing, Sienna said, we're going to do this one. And so Brandon just got down and did whatever she said. So she chose a position where they weren't face to face just because it was the least amount of work. She just wanted something they could get in and out of pretty quickly.
And truth be told, I probably would have chose that too. I probably would have chose, even though I like doing hard things together, I think the whole thing is awkward. Everybody looking at me. I'm just like, let's just do something so we can get an A and then move on.
Yeah, because some people aren't probably going to take the exercise seriously. And that's how I felt like Sienna felt. Like she was just like, let's just do whatever. But when he said he was bored, I think that's when she felt away.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Millie and Greg felt good about the exercise. She wants things to happen organically with them. They're going to go their own pace and not put pressure on each other. I think Greg is ready, but he's just going to wait till she get ready.
Of course.
Yeah. Sienna tells Brandon that he should move to New York while they're playing pool. This is a complete 180 from the conversation they were having earlier in the day. He says that she seemed open before about moving to Florida, and now she's saying that she wouldn't want to live together if they're not married. He says that she doesn't remember what she says. We see a clip of her saying that she's flexible, she'd be willing to move. Brandon says that she flip-flops a lot on her answers. She says other guys she's dated has said she's inconsistent, and that actually bothered her. I think it kind of hurt her feelings, actually, too. He says, you also try to overtake me in conversation instead of listening. She calls him the B word.
There we go.
She says he has kids by multiple people, and a broken marriage means you can't keep a promise.
Your thoughts so far on the scene, Blair, before she take us to hell?
I feel like she's already taken us there.
Oh, okay.
But pretty much, yeah, I don't know what's up with Sienna. I don't know if maybe she might have a diagnosis or maybe an undiagnosed diagnosis. Okay. But it is interesting how she completely flipped. And the conversation went from, yeah, I'm going to come down to visit you to Florida and I could see myself moving down there. The thing is, he got kids down there. What's holding you in New York, Sienna? Like, what is keeping you there? If you love New York
rent.
Right. If you love New York so much and you want to be there so bad, then maybe you should get with somebody in New York.
Come on.
But you're with somebody who lives in Florida that you said you'd be open to moving down there. So are you lying? Or do you really be forgetting what you're saying? So I'm completely turned off by Sienna, and I felt like Brandon was being very patient with her. So
yeah, I just don't understand why I call you inconsistent and then you call me a female dog.
Yeah,
just help me with that. That's a lot. That's a volatile conversation. Mind you, this is just coming off the night before, where a man put his hands on a woman and made her feel unsafe. I have a question to everybody. Why do people feel like you could call men these words as if all men was raised the same to not put their hands on women? For a lot of men, that's a trigger word. Men don't let men call each other that. You get what I'm saying? So I don't only want to speak to, even though it didn't get to the levels of Dominique and Alexis, right? This is how it starts. You get what I'm saying? The disrespect to that level. To the name call. He said, you're inconsistent. Well, you're a B. Wait a minute. And now if Brandon was the one who want to feel like he was small enough to defend his manhood, all of a sudden we looking at Brandon like, you know better. And I'm like, yo, first of all, she know better. And things like that. There has to be some type of accountability on everybody to respect everybody as adults. You get what I'm saying? And for him to be calling you inconsistent, I don't think a good response to that was you a B. And then basically saying, you're a B, you had marriages and things like that. It shows that you can't really stay in a relationship, that you ain't serious, but yet you like him. But yet you want to be in a relationship with him. It just seemed kind of weird. I just felt like she backhanded me with like this conversation because I'm like, where does this come from? You get what I'm saying? But let's keep going.
She says, you're getting on my case about inconsistency, but your track record is not looking good. What makes me different from the parade of all these other women?
But yet you want me.
Yeah.
But yet you're in a relationship with me.
So we move on to the kitchen. Sienna wants to continue the conversation in front of the whole house, pretty much. She's talking about his failed relationships in front of everyone. Sienna says if you were serious about marriage, you'd still be married. But he was married when he was 20. Yeah. And he says he got married at that age because the girl was pregnant and he thought that was the right thing to do. Joanna is like, he was 20, like, and he's 35 now. Like, girl, like, he's grown, he's changed, he's not the same person. It was mistakes that he made. Like, what are you talking about? He says that if she's not willing to listen, then they can't get anywhere.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, they had he has like a 4-year-old as well. So he has another child. So she was trying to bring up the conversation about how that relationship was a failure. And some of the guys are saying, well, have you asked him like why those relationships failed? Like it may not be him who was the issue in said relationships. And Joanna is also trying to make the point of why do we assume that something coming to an end is a failure instead of a possible growth opportunity? Millie also says, look, none of us are perfect beings. She also tries to talk to Sienna and ask her, I mean, don't you have previous relationships? Like, I mean, none of us are clean of any type of past relationships.
Facts.
Chris says to give him some time. So before we get into Greg and Millie having conversations with them, what did you feel about Sienna bringing that conversation up in front of everybody?
This is just what it is. Like, emotional intelligence is very important. And this is what happens where she probably felt like her feelings was hurt, and now she's just lashing out.
Okay.
And when you're a kid, we call that a temper tantrum. When you're an adult, we don't call you back. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's childish, it's immature. We don't deal with you. You get what I'm saying? I felt like she was just trying to latch on to something because I think she was trying to provoke him to something. Usually when I hear somebody call someone out their name, if I was to call you the B word, I'm trying to get a reaction out of you. If you're trying to call me the B word, you're trying to get something out of me. I think she was fishing for a reaction. And the fact that she didn't get a reaction, I don't know particularly what reaction that she was searching for. She started trying to grab for other things, and now trying to put him in a position where he could be embarrassed in front of everybody. A conversation that was one-on-one now turned into a group conversation, a house conversation. So she was trying to fish for something, trying to throw some bait out there, and I think he did a good job of not taking it. I'm not saying that he is without flaws. I just think in that moment, after coming off of the episode from last week with DV, he did a good job not taking the bait.
Yeah. I also felt that she was trying to embarrass him. And I also felt that he handled it really well. She even said, like, during the conversation in front of everybody, like, and they were like, didn't you know this, like, before? Like, y'all came here? And she's like, I knew this, but it's just like, we're together now, and I'm, like, processing it. And it's like, no, like, you needed something in order to try to make him feel small. And it didn't work.
No, you actually look smaller.
Yeah. Well, Greg is talking to Sienna. Millie is upstairs talking to Brandon. So the couples are trying to have conversations to check in and speak to each other. Greg sees platonic vibes from Sienna and Brandon. She says maybe if he tells me about how he really feels and leaves in the relationship, she can say whether she's with it or not. I think that's a lie. Brandon set up a really romantic cooking date for you. And I don't know if I'm thinking of it that way in comparison to some of the other dates, but I thought Brandon is really putting out an effort to show that he's really interested. So I think that she's in her feelings and she wants to make it seem that he's not doing something right.
Facts.
So Millie talks to Brandon. He says that she crossed the line with calling him out of his name. Millie says that really trying to stick up for, what's her name? Sienna. And telling him that she just wants to feel secure. And she advises him to be patient and just to continue to communicate with her.
Stop right there. I might be reaching. So if I'm reaching, just slap my hand back, right? When it came to Alexis, and I understand, I'm not trying to minimize DV. I'm not trying to minimize somebody putting their hands on her. It was more like, believe what you saw, Alexis. You are better than this. I have daughters. You heard a man come from the back. I got daughters. You get what I'm saying? You should not talk to him. But when it came to Brandon and this woman coming out of, calling him rather out of his name, and he says she crossed the line, why is Millie's advice is be patient? Like, why should I be patient with someone who crossed the line with me? I don't have like I said, I'm going back to this list. I don't have enough good things on this list to offset the fact that you crossed the line with me. So why can't I just believe what I saw from this woman? But with Alexis, even though it's a total different situation, the point I'm trying to get to is, hey, Brandon, run.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? The same way as Alexis should leave that terrible situation, you should leave that situation, because if she's baiting you, trying to make you feel some way, what make you think it just won't get worse? You get what I'm saying? If she already go cross the line of calling you out your name, who to say she ain't go cross the line in other ways? Yeah. You get what I'm saying?
Because, I mean, I'll put it out there like this. I mean, not only is she inconsistent, I think she's unstable. So that's enough for you to hurry up and get your stuff and go.
Yeah.
Because if you can't even sit here and have a conversation with her and express to her that, hey, like, you're switching up on me, what's going on, where is this coming from, and then she has to try to hit you where it hurts and actually in a way talk about your kids and
your failed relationships
and things like that. I'm just like, yeah, to me it sounds like you should not trust yourself and your emotions and how you honestly feel with her, because she's going to use it against you when she feels that she is being how do I say it?
Volatile.
No, when she feels that she's being attacked.
Oh, okay. I like that. Yeah. Also, I like what you just said there, but can I take what you said and put a double entendre to it? Don't trust yourself, Brandon, to always be calm in these type of situations either.
Fair. Yeah.
Because listen here, we all believe that we have control, but the best way to know that you have full control is to understand that you don't have control and to remove yourself from these type of situations. So don't trust to be like, oh, she keep crossing the line and I'm just always going to be calm and patient with her. Be like, you know what? She crossed the line and I handled it really good this one time, but really it did make me feel some type of way. I'm not going to put myself in those situations no more. All you get what I'm saying?
So Sienna comes upstairs. She's going to bed.
Yeah.
And she sees that Brandon and Millie are having their conversation. And she doesn't like the fact that he is talking to another woman about her.
Mind you, she was talking to Greg.
That's what I'm saying. The lady is unstable.
Listen,
well, Brandon tells Greg that things aren't looking good as far as things moving forward with them. And that is where we end the episode.
Your thoughts overall on this episode, on this series that we on?
My thoughts overall, I find it to be interesting. I find the drama to be like authentic and organic, and just trying to see how these people can merge their themselves together, see if their personalities click. Yeah. So I'm into it, and I'm hoping some more of the exercises get them to communicate more. Like this one with the poses and stuff like that, it was okay, but I really want to see people actually like talk through some of their issues and see if we can get over some hurdles. Now Brandon and Sienna, I'm not interested in seeing them talk through this, because like he said, she flip-flops, so she can have a conversation and things be good one day, but it appears that 6 hours later it's going to be brought up as an issue, and like y'all didn't work through that issue. So everyone else, let me see how y'all can move forward. And I really want to see Joanna and Aaron to see if they can actually get on some type of good footing. But Joanna's acting like she just don't like him. So I don't know.
I would say to everybody who comes on these type of shows with a plan to make money or to get some type of fame, the least y'all could do is not put hands on each other and get kicked out on the first day. Right. You get what I'm saying? Listen, we are in that age of reality TV to where we don't know what's real, we don't know what's not. So the least we can ask is that y'all don't fight, that y'all don't put hands on each other. So far, still terrible name for a show, but so far it's keeping my interest. And so far, we got a lot of views that I did not expect to get from the show. Y'all are feeling the show, and if y'all feeling the show, hopefully y'all feeling this review. And if y'all feeling the review, give us a thumbs up and give us a subscription. Subscribe to us, because we got other shows that we are doing, and I think we do a good job on those too. Anything else you want to share, Blair?
That's all I got.
Listen here, I hope y'all have a good weekend. We gonna be back here tomorrow with the third part of Love and Marriage DC. Thank you. But if y'all into that, check in with that. And if not, we see y'all back here next weekend to review the third episode of this series. Y'all be good.
Bye.